The ball doesn't lie. The ball is the circle. The circle is infinite. The infinite is lies. Our life is a lie. One letter off. What does it mean to believe? What does it mean to live? What word is in the middle of believe? As you tumble, are you humble? Do you know it all? Can you admit that you don't? Do you care to know? Do you care to grow? Do you want it more? What's below? No, no, no. Are you of this world or of this world? Are you the pearl or the swine? Be defined and don't whine. Just shine.
Welcome back, Night Owls. Mic check. Welcome back, ballers. Welcome back, Night Owls, to another very special episode titled The Chosen One. With a star-studded cast tonight, we got Myron, he got game in the house, Ani Asiru, the Spiritual Shade Room, Contemporary Problems, also known as 3J or TJ. Don't be fooled. He can play. He can ball. We got a few others that might jump in later. But for the sake of time, Ani, I just want to say thank you so much being on the East Coast, jumping on to a late one with us. So very, very excited to have you, and very excited to present a lot of slides that we're going to go through tonight, which all can be found on Myron's channel. He Got Game. I'll get my intro out of the way here. My name is AJ Ball Don't Lie, 3 L's in Ball. You guys can email me anytime at wordplaybook, 3 O's in book at gmail.com. All of my content is found on Instagram and YouTube. And if any of you guys would like a copy of any of my work that I've written over the years, just shoot me an email. I got you guys covered. Ani, if you wouldn't mind doing a quick plug on yourself, for those that may not be familiar with you or are new to seeing you pop up on the channel. Once again, great to have you.
Yes, thank you so much. It's great to be on the panel tonight. You guys can find me at the Spiritual Shade Room 1 on Instagram. You also can find me on YouTube at Ani Osaru. My email is startribe777@gmail.com. A lot of people like to contact me through there, and I am the owner of the Spiritual Shade Room. I've been doing a lot of breaking down of decodes for about 10 years. Also, people know me as a metaphysicist in the community to break down the spiritual aspect of all of this. So you guys can definitely follow my Patreon, patreon.com/the_spiritual shade room, the true occult newspaper, if you guys want to go into the deeper side of this stuff. And I appreciate you for having me today.
Of course, Ani. You said it was patreon.com/the spiritual shade room, correct?
The_spiritual shade room.
_ Perfect. Okay, I just dropped that in the chat as well. For those of you guys interested in financially supporting Ani, please make sure you guys go check him out. Seriously, known Ani for a few years now, and just very blessed to have you in our corner tonight. Thank you so much. TJ, 3J, what's up, brother? Thanks for joining as well.
Yeah. Some of y'all might have seen me when me and Ball had a show called Hanging Loose on the News, but then I had to start playing basketball on Mondays. So we've put that on the back burner until we figure that out. My team needed me to shoot some threes. I bet on sports a lot. I've won multiple I win like FanDuel stuff like every year and stuff. I know a lot about that and the DFS and the fantasy stat nerd stuff. You might not see that when you go to Contemporary Problems, but like deep down, I'd be doing that and stuff. And I've been following Ball since he had 100 followers. I've known him for, that'd be 6 years now, probably. So
yeah. Crazy how time is flying, man. I feel like we're in some sort of portal.
Yeah.
The man of the hour, Myron. Myron, we got a lot to cover today, but yeah, please, just as a reminder to anybody who may not be familiar with you or your work, where they can find you, and what we're going to dive into tonight.
Yes, sir. So we do have a lot. We were trying to stream a week ago, so we have some catching up to do, a little bit of old stuff going back from the end of January up until now, which was yesterday's conclusion of All-Star Weekend. My work, I post only on Instagram. So there's my Instagram. It's He Got Game, H3GOTTGAM3 with the underscore. I save a lot of my work onto my stories or the highlight reels. I'm starting to post on my page a little bit more. Also, the more I'm streaming with AJ, me and AJ, I want to say this might be like our 5th or 6th stream now. Just appreciate the platform. A lot of people have been reaching out to me ever since I started linking with you, AJ. And now I'm glad I get to meet these 2 other individuals. I'm excited, man. Always excited to learn from you all. So let's get to it.
Yeah, I've been excited, man. Let's dive right into it, brother. What do we got?
All right. So dating back, I want to say me and AJ talked a little bit. I know like the Epstein has been big on the list, and Jay-Z. I've been following LeBron. Like the main emphasis on everything I've been covering is because of LeBron James. Like his nickname is King James, and that he is extremely tied. I've been showing you how connected he is to the King James Bible. He's set to break the record, which he's extremely close. The most regular season games all time is 1611, and the King James Bible was published in 1611. And so a couple of my streams, that was how I linked with AJ. But just to start from the top, we'll begin with Jay-Z, since Jay-Z has been in the news, and then I'll work my way through the sides, tying in Epstein, Kobe, LeBron, and just the world of media that they are using these individuals to have rituals from. One big thing that LeBron had was when his most consecutive game streak ended in December. It ended on Jay-Z's birthday. So his consecutive game streak of scoring double-digit points ended on Jay-Z. And that was the first time I started paying attention to Jay-Z. And I was like, oh, well, something big is coming. My new Jay-Z streak ended, and that was a couple of weeks before LeBron had turned 31. And I know 41, and we had a death of a former Laker who was 41 years old, Eldon Campbell. We know Kobe died at 41. And so I just knew Jay-Z, he would eventually be a big name that they bring up, since he does have ties to LeBron. And eventually his name did end up coming out on the Epstein files. So the next slide, King James, he was headed to New York. So when the news broke about Jay-Z's name being linked into the Epstein case, the Los Angeles Lakers were headed to play in Brooklyn. They played New York, and then they played in Brooklyn. And we know Jay-Z is from New York. And I just thought that wasn't a coincidence, seeing how close LeBron and Jay-Z are, and how he kind of got Jay-Z into the world of sports and owning sports, and like LeBron being an individual and kind of like navigating his way through having his own ownership when it comes to sports, and not really taking the natural route of other players being tied to agents. LeBron has a little bit more freedom, and I know that has a lot to do with Jay-Z in the sports world.
I love my wordplay, Myron. Jay-Z also kind of sounds like Jays. Kind of like how the Blue Jays were just in the World Series against who? Los Angeles.
Right.
So the timing of this, I think, is
right.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't forget, like, Jay-Z's rap nickname is a play on God, is Hove. So you have your King James, which is LeBron the Bible. You have Jay-Z, who calls himself the God. And of course, I know this isn't about Kanye, but of course, Jay-Z and Kanye were really tight, and Kanye was like the Jesus or Yeezus aspect. So they're extremely heavy and connected when it comes to the Bible themes and how they tie in the Bible into our everyday media.
And the Blue Jays are home of the Six, right? Kind of like how LeBron James wore 6 half of his career, you know?
Yes, indeed. And we're going to touch on that definitely later.
Yeah. Hey, Ani, anything on your end so far? I know we just tapped in here, but
yeah,
make sure we're all getting a little time in here.
Yeah, I think one thing that's important about the King James angle, King James' daughter, whose name is Elizabeth Stewart, the Queen of Bohemia, she's called the Winter Queen. She married uh, Henry Frederick V, a very important prince to the Holy Roman Empire. And their marriage is called the chemical wedding that started the Rosicrucian order that later dissected down and filtered into what the Illuminati is today. So King James' bloodline to his daughter is the chemical wedding is what started the Rosicrucians, and then it filtered into, you know, what the later secret societies is. So I think that's important for us to highlight there.
Yeah, no kidding. The Rosicrucians, you know, that's something that Myron and I have been talking about lately as well. Think about Catherine O'Hara, right? She played Moira Rose, right? And she was in that show. She was the mother of David Rose. And David Rose was the officer that was shot last year during that CDC shooting. And that was something that Myron pointed out when we were talking about that story, because that was before who? Derek Rose. Derek Rose of the Bulls just got his jersey retired. So there's been a lot of Rose symbolism going on lately.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, Myron. Let's keep it moving.
Okay. You could go to the next slide. You go to the next one. We covered that one. So Jay-Z, a little bit on Jay-Z. He first made his music debut, and he was in a song where he debuts on an island. Like, I didn't think this was a coincidence either. Seeing that the end of his career, what may tarnish his name may be his connection to Epstein Island. He made his music debut hosting a guest in a song where he is on the island, and he's actually hung by a noose in the song. So you can see him floating around. He gets hung by a noose. They bring him back down, and then they're just rapping, have girls around them on the island drinking, and they just look like they're on vacation. The airplane, as you can see in the back, is crashed. So I just paid a lot of attention to the symbolism of Jay-Z, his career coming full circle as he was 19 years old and Jay-Z equals 19. So he makes his debut on an island, and the end of like his character as we know of Jay-Z could come to an end because of his connection on Epstein Island.
Very interesting. I picked up on that years ago that he was being hung there. And his 19 is also the 19 tarot card is the sun. And one thing that we don't see a lot is Jay-Z's son. We see a lot of his daughters, but we never see him with the son. I haven't seen the son in years in actuality. So I don't know what they're going to do with that, but I think it's going to be some weird moonchild type stuff. So keep your eyes out for that.
Okay. I didn't even know he had a son.
See?
Yeah.
He's a twin. He's a twin to the,
Of
I think,
course
Rumi.
he is. Wow.
Blue Ivy is the oldest. Rumi is Rumi, and I forgot the son's name, but it's Rumi, and they're twins though.
Okay.
And that's interesting. I was just going to chime in really quick. It's interesting you mentioned that, Ani, because let's not forget about LeBron now playing with his son, right? With the Lakers. And not only that, his other son, Bryce James, plays for the University of Arizona, home of the Phoenix Suns. You know,
and the Sun Devils.
And the Sun Devils. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. I mean, University of Arizona, not the same as ASU, but you get my point. Like it's all right there in the same state. So that tying right back in with Jay-Z and everything.
Yeah, LeBron, all three of his children wore the number 6. In the daughter, both his sons, you get 666. They all wore number 6. I think the youngest one just changed his number though. So they all started their careers wearing the number 6 as well.
Yeah. But and to go on with you, Ani, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but the King James Bible, of course, was reduced to 66 books. And when LeBron, his first MVP season, the Cavaliers set a record for 66 wins in LeBron's first MVP season. LeBron's first NBA championship, the NBA was on strike, so they had a 66-game season. And then we're going to talk a little bit later about Dame Lillard. So Dame Lillard was drafted number 6 the year that LeBron won his first NBA championship, was when they had a 66-game season. But the LeBron and the Sixes, man, it's, and I want to say either his full name or maybe LeBron does equal 66. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I do think it equals 66 in gematria.
I would
It does,
also add,
just like Lakers.
oh, there you go. Oh yeah, it totally does. That the NBA was started on June 6th.
And yep, and the NBA, the schedule was released for the NBA season this year on Magic Johnson's 66th birthday. And this is the Lakers. This is the Lakers 66 season in Los Angeles.
And this is perfect because this goes right back to Ani's main point about the sun. Have you guys ever heard of the magic square of the sun?
Yes.
Yes, but I don't know about it.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole other stream, probably in and of itself. But
Okay.
you know, maybe we can probably pull it up later. But yeah, it's essentially kind of like a Sudoku, right, of a square, and every way that you add it up, it's 1, 1, 1 across the board, 6 rows, 6 columns. So in other words, it totals 666, right? And it's called the magic square of the sun.
Okay.
Ani, I don't know if you wanted to add any more on that. I know that's definitely
very accurate. It's very occult. I won't go too deep on that end, but I will highlight. I don't know if we have any Luca slides. I was thinking about you guys saying 66. Luca wears the number 77.
Yeah.
I'm a Lakers fan. I've been a Lakers fan for a long time. I mean, I already know that the NBA is rigged and everything. I just like to watch it for entertainment and for a couple of reasons, see what they're doing. But Luca got traded to the Lakers in the weirdest trade ever. And he got traded in Israel's 77th anniversary, and he wears the number 77. So that was just the weirdest thing that I've ever seen, ever.
Yeah, that is weird. And Luca, remember Kobe's final picture, the final Laker game he attended was that Luca game I think it was a day before LeBron's birthday, actually. He attended, and Luca's career high, his 73-point game is on the death anniversary of Kobe, too. Yeah, Luca scored 73 on January 26th. I think it was 2023, but his career high is on January 26th.
Well, sacrifice equals 73 in gematria, and he has the Illuminati eye tattooed on his arm.
Yep. Yeah, that NBA Finals year, didn't like 3 players on the Mavericks have that eye?
They did.
Yeah.
And Luca means light, right? Light is a star is a beam of light, right? So, and then to your point about the Israel connection, we got, the star on the flag, right? And now Luca is now playing in the city of stars. You know what I mean? So how perfect. But yeah, I mean, speaking of the Lakers, let's keep going, Myron. Unless Teach, unless you had anything else, brother.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say earlier just on the sun card too, because he brought up the sons and daughters too, because on the card, there's always a boy and a girl, and there's like some sort of masculine, feminine energy integration with the sun card as well. You know how the celebrity kids be these days,
Yeah, I call them the moon children. They're born in usually IVF births.
Yeah.
All of these. Most of the NBA, I think they were sort of IVF or some type of weird type thing, but they're literally born to be a part of these rituals.
Most definitely.
It's amazing too. We're having this stream on the date written 2/16, where 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. It's the Cleveland area code.
Wow.
And then like I think it was AJ that pointed this or found it or figured it out, but well, no, it's obviously out there. But LeBron James and Steph Curry being born in the same hospital.
Yeah.
And then if you look at a baby picture of LeBron, his jaw he's already has like a full jawline. Like he's already like you can already tell that he's going to beat LeBron James.
Shout out to Widow's Son. What's up, Sean? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. He's always got mad gems to drop in. He said LeBron and Luca were born 739 weeks apart exactly, which is the 131st prime, right? That's the big championship number. So he says if LeBron and Luca don't win a championship together, he'll be shocked.
Mhm.
Great stuff, Sean. But yeah, Myron, let's keep it rolling.
Okay. Once again, this was connections before the Super Bowl. This was a stream that was supposed to come out a little bit earlier. But Kobe Bryant, the football player, Kobe Bryant, of course. So he made it to the Super Bowl one day before the death anniversary of the Lakers, Kobe Bryant. So Kobe Bryant advances to the Super Bowl. Who did they beat? They beat Los Angeles. They beat the LA Rams to advance to the Super Bowl. So Kobe Bryant advances to the Super Bowl a day before the death anniversary of Kobe Bryant. Then the very next day, the Los Angeles Lakers play Kobe White and the Chicago Bulls on the death anniversary of Kobe Bryant. You can go to the next slide. And then here we have Kobe White. I was the last stream I talked to AJ because ASAP Rocky, he had came out with a helicopter song, and I'm like, okay, this of course has something to do with Kobe Bryant. And then AJ happened to tell me, he was like, hey, this is a sample from P.D. Pablo's song Raise Up, and we know P.D. Pablo is from North Carolina. Kobe Bryant is pretty much like the mirror image of Michael Jordan. Who is the owner of the Hornets from North Carolina. He played in North Carolina, but Kobe White is from North Carolina as well. But to keep the Cleveland connections, the football player Kobe Bryant is from Cleveland, which is the 216. Kobe White, his birthday, which is today, 216, where you find relevancy there. And then we were talking about North Carolina. So Kobe White, during the trade deadline, he ends up being traded, and now he is playing in North Carolina, all within a week span of me and AJ like having this conversation.
Yeah, I was so mad at Kobe Bryant from the Seahawks. I had a prop bet on him to get an interception.
He dropped like 3.
He dropped 3, and I swear it was the last part of my prop bet on like 2 tickets, and I was just so mad. But you're absolutely right. And the thing about it, the year that Kobe was actually sacrificed, it had a lot to do with Seattle. The C word had a lot of connections to the C word, or whatever that was, because there was a lot of things on the internet saying that the word Kobe in Hebrew actually meant what that C word was, and then they kind of erased, they don't let nobody post that anymore. But Seattle was very quintessential, and that's where the big guy BG is from as well.
And the big needle there too, right? The building.
The needle. Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Gates. I mean, shout out to Rambo, first of all, for pointing out that P.D. Pablo connection. But then also, we've talked about this on the Eye to Eye show lately, that there was a whole ritual, essentially, of a random clip of Bill Gates all by himself standing in Times Square in New York, right out front of a Levi's store, eating a hot dog. And then the person that's filming it then pans over to the big, video board in Times Square. And then it just says Kraken across the whole board. And the Kraken is home of the Seattle Seahawks, right? Or sorry, the Seattle Kraken in the NHL, right? And the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is in Seattle as well, right across the street from the Space Needle. So it's all right there. But yeah, no, that's a good one. Happy birthday, Kobe.
And yeah, just to follow up, like ASAP, I felt like was a huge part of the connection. Our last stream, I don't have the notes up, but it was ASAP Rocky. His connection pretty much synced up with ASAP Yams, who created like ASAP Mob, but a lot of pretty much ASAP Yams sacrifice had a lot to do with Kobe Bryant. But we can, if you haven't seen our last stream, you can check that out. But ASAP Rocky, his tour date, of course, it starts in Chicago. And then what we've been talking about, we've been covering the Bay Area and San Francisco. Once he comes to California, his very first stop on his tour in California will be San Francisco.
And another shout out to Sean Desad here. Another great point. Super Bowl 60, right, which we just had, was exactly 24 months after Kobe's statue reveal from his 666 game. It was released, or it was unveiled, right, on February 8th, 2024. 24 months later, now you got Kobe Bryant winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, who went out in the Kobe Bryant, the Laker, who ended his career with 60 points.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yep. There you go. But and Ani, I saw that you caught it though. The only interception of the game was who? Julian Love.
Love.
Yeah.
Right? Back to the love themes. Kobe Bryant from Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, who won the Super Bowl the year prior.
Bad Bunny at the end of the halftime show. Bad Bunny put love or the something love at the very end of his performance, and the La Russell independent artist signed to Rock Nation with Jay-Z, going back to Jay-Z, because everyone was mad because he's like one of the top independent artists to give, you know, advice to people on how to stay independent in this body industry. The Lil John son thing, the sacrifice of that has a lot to do with La Russell, because they have a song together, and I wanted to send it to AJ because it's very the son thing. You know, we started this about the son thing. Not to get too much off from that.
No,
but,
because I have. I'm gonna follow up with you with this one. I'm with you on this one.
Okay, so in that video with him and Lil John, the love thing is right in there, AJ. They have it like in the middle of a stadium. I think it's a soccer stadium, if I'm mistaken. But the first time Lil John ever was on any type of album or music was 3 months and 16 days with the East Side Boys. The album came out 3 months and 16 days from the death of his son. And his name is Lil John. If you look up John 3:16, it's about a Bible verse saying, "For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son." So I was just blown, and I put that on, you know, my YouTube a couple days ago. Oh wow, there it goes.
It's part of the stream, man. That's why I'm smiling from ear to ear. Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes. To follow up, Ani. So La Russell, I started covering La Russell because of the Kyrie Irving paying $11,000 for his album that wasn't released. But so La Russell is he's from Oakland, and he blew up on like that Tiny Desk concert. Like, I know that's huge, like where artists, they go on Tiny Desk. So from his Tiny Desk concert to that day was 424 days. And Kyrie Irving, the year he beat the Warriors in San Francisco, and they were in Oakland still, but the year he beat the Warriors in Oakland with LeBron, he was dating Kalani, and Kalani's birthday is 4/24, and she's from the Bay Area. And I was telling AJ, like, LeBron is Passion Robert Parrish. Kalani's real last name is Parrish. But the name of La Russell's album is called Something's in the Water, and Lil Jon's son ends up dead in the water. And also, his son is called Something's in the Water. So, and La Russell was performing that song with Lil Jon all Super Bowl weekend, the song he came out with Lil Jon. But I think it's called, like, he has a couple of them, but I don't think it's a coincidence that he was performing that over Super Bowl weekend for the artist whose son pretty much was found in the water. And La Russell's debut album is called There's Something in the Water.
I found another parallel before you read this down here, AJ, that there was a synchronicity of his son passing away and the release later on this summer of a new Robin Hood movie, because Robin Hood, his second in command guy of the Merry Men name is Little John. And the name of this new movie coming out this summer is called The Death of Robin Hood. So I think there's some parallels. I forgot the gematria connected with it, but I put it on my recent video on YouTube, the numbers and everything. But there's something connected to Lil John, to Little John, to Robin Hood. But that just blew my mind that you said the name of the album is Something's in the Water and his son died.
And when he first released it, where Kyrie said he was buying the album, they were flooding, so the Bay Area was flooded when that album came. When he started talking about the debut of the album of There's Something in the Water, the whole Bay Area was flooded to something called king tides. They said the king tides were flooding, and so just the synchronicity, like you said, from that. And then you fast forward a few weeks later before the Super Bowl weekend, and now you have the announcement of Lil Jon's son, while Russell is about to make his huge, pretty much debut. And of course, who in their right mind was signed to Rock Nation, with pretty much the face of Rock Nation, just his name came out on a huge scandal with the Epstein files. And it was like, this is how you can pretty much tell, like, these things are contrived and controlled and very calculated when you really take a deeper dive into it.
And Lil John performed for the Seahawks. He met Tom Brady a week before his son died. He took a picture with Tom Brady, you know, Seahawks. He had the Seahawk jacket on, and he took a picture with Tom Brady, and his son passes the week that the Seahawks plays the Patriots, I think a day or two before. And the big thing about it is Russell performed at the Super Bowl, and the quarterback known to win the only championship, or at least one of the champions. No, I think it is. He's the only one to win the championship. His name is Russell, you know, and they call Lil Russell, his nickname for short is Russ. So just like Russell.
Yeah.
There was another player as well on the Seahawks. Talk about a frustrating prop pick that didn't hit. Was I mean, granted, the payout was like plus 6,000. But there was a player called Brady Russell. And the last time the Seahawks and the Patriots played in the Super Bowl was Tom Brady and Russell Wilson. You know,
wow.
So I thought, you know, I was like, hey, you might as well throw a $10 on that one. But shout out to some people in the chat, you know, just pointing out, like, with Lil Wayne. I mean, Lil Wayne was on The Apprentice, right? The first rank, so to speak. And yeah, he was on the Celebrity Apprentice, Trump's reality TV show back in the day. And we know The Apprentice and its connections with Freemasonry. But Trump also pardoned Lil John at some point. I think that was a few years ago. But yeah, I mean, the final thing, I just wanted to really shout out Sean once again. He's always coming in with the heat. You know, John the Baptist, right? You know, he baptized Jesus, the Son of God, right? So just want to add that in there since we're on a big biblical theme with everything that's been going on. Tej, anything else before we keep it moving?
No, we keep it moving. Yeah.
The only other wordplay thing I just thought of was Lil Wayne and Robin Hood, Batman, Bruce Wayne, and Batman and Robin. Trump calls himself Batman. You know, there's got to be some DC comic things going on with that too. But yeah, we got a little ahead of ourselves with that 316, but we'll circle back on it. I think we were. Go ahead, TJ.
Well, on the 316, like, I don't know if you know, but LeBron always, like, on the 16th of March, always, like, does a Stone Cold thing. So does Dame. Dame had a Stone Cold shoe. Like a Stone Cold themed shoe. So him and Dame both, like, and I'm pretty sure Dame wears Dame 316. Pretty sure LeBron wears like LeBron 316, or he might just wear like the actual Stone Cold thing. But he's been doing that for years. Yeah.
I'm so glad this is being brought up on this stream today from both of you.
Yeah, no, this is why I was excited. I know that just naturally, you know, we can free flow, pun intended.
Yeah.
You know, with the water themes going on. So I think we were right here. We were talking about ASAP Rocky, and yeah, fun fact, Ani and TJ, I don't know if I told you guys this, but my brother was the producer of this music video, Helicopter. And I mean, I'm very proud of him, but I'm very worried about him at the same time. Just him rubbing elbows with, you know, these types of people.
Wow.
He's actually working on a commercial for Nike for the World Cup right now. He's in Madrid and he's flying all over the place. So it's like, damn, bro, just take care of yourself, you know?
Yeah,
He's
shout out to your brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a good kid, man. He just, you know, he's very talented. It's just like, you know, like with everything we talk about, it's just like, just be careful, man.
Yeah,
Be careful
very
out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Myron, back to you, brother.
Yeah, just to restate the Kobe connections. Kobe retired in 2016, 216. Kobe White, his birthday is today, 216. And then Kobe Bryant, the football player, is from Cleveland, Ohio, the 216. And of course, in 2016, Cleveland was the NBA Finals champion. In this final piece, I thought this was a good way to wrap up all the connections. With Jay-Z, he debuted on the album Jazz. The musical artist was Jazz, so he was a guest on that song. But the name of the album was Word to the Jazz. And of course, our 2020 year, we know what happened with the Utah Jazz. Michael Jordan, whose birthday is tomorrow, we know how he ended his 6-0 legacy, another 6 against the Utah Jazz. LeBron, who is breaking, and he's tied to the King James ritual this year. When did he make his debut this season? Against the Utah Jazz. You had the Charlie Kirk connection in Utah. I just didn't think that was a coincidence that Jazz happened to be like the artist where Jay-Z opened his music career at age 19.
And then my mind goes to the Beehive State, because then you have even like the Hornets connection.
Right.
There. They've got a big,
Nice.
Yeah, Utah's called the Beehive State.
Mm-hmm.
And the NBA, the National Basketball Association, equals 113. The Utah Jazz is like the only NBA team that equals 113. And Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, I think like their full name equals like 113. And 113 gematria means the number of deception. So you need to see that 113, because I see a lot of times NBA scores end up being 113. It pretty much, they're telling you that, yeah, we rigged this thing right in front of your eyes and you didn't know what we did.
100%.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. 113, the 30th prime. That's why there's 30 teams in the NBA, you know?
All right. To keep it moving, I think this story is just pretty much like a psyop. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But I just know, like, I enough people are talking about Jeffrey Epstein for me that I'm focused on other things. But the gematria that I did find interesting on Jeffrey Epstein, the 163. So the death of Jeffrey Epstein happened 163 days before his birthday. So he died 163 days. Jeffrey Epstein equals 163. The Epstein files came out after his 73rd birthday. So if he was still alive, which we do know or don't know, we really don't know these people, but his files came out after he turned 73. So he would be 73 years old currently. The 215 was my biggest piece that I tied to, because I've just been covering LeBron James and his King James connections. Jeffrey Epstein equals 215. 215 days before Jeffrey Epstein's birthday is King James VI's birthday, and 215 days after Jeffrey Epstein's birthday is Kobe Bryant's birthday. So that was like a huge find for me, because I just felt like it just aligned to everything that I've been covering with Kobe and how synced up LeBron had been with Kobe and the King James rituals that were going on. For it to be exactly 215 days smack in the middle from King James VI's birthday, and then 215 days after his birthday landing on Kobe Bryant's birthday.
Yep. Don't forget about Little St. James Island, Little John, Little St. James Island, 215. Also the Philly area code. Yep.
And the little St. James, wouldn't that be Brawny then?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I
Yep.
was noticing all of the drug shows had the title of the drug dealer's name was St. James, like, or Saint and James. Like
James St. Patrick, yeah.
the other guy, you know, I just was noticing that.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is with you mentioned Epstein. There's a big clip circulating with Michael Jordan right now. I don't know if we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
I say that, but I know that Michael Jordan's middle name is Jeffrey.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I guess we'll get to that whenever you guys want to.
Yeah,
That's a great connection.
It really is, because like I don't think that, like, come on, the timing of that going viral right before his birthday in the final days of the year of the snake. I don't think the timing of that going viral the way it has over the last day or two.
Right. Him Jeffrey touching a child. Right. Jeffrey touching a child is like it's perfect timing. And remember, they have the thing on the internet of like Anthony Edwards being related or being Michael Jordan's son, and Jordan wins the NASCAR race, and Anthony Edwards is like the All-Star Game MVP at the same time. So they're both holding up their trophies the same day.
And the interesting thing, the name of the driver name is Tyler. You know, we've been talking about the Tyler connection to Charlie Kirk. His name is Tyler Reddick. And the Tyler in Freemasonry means someone who guards the door of the lodge. You know, so it's definitely a Freemasonic ritual, because Tyler Reddick's son, or you have the widow's son, which is, and shout out to widow's son who keeps posting in there. Just realize who he was. I do follow your page, but there's something called the Lewis curse in connection to Freemasonry, where if the first son doesn't join, I think, the secret lodge, then he's almost always sacrificed. Not always in a way where they, you know, unalive the child, but they'll make a humiliation of the child. And I think LeBron James' son is going through the Lewis curse, where it's a humiliation, you know, over and over and over on him with things.
That makes sense to me. And Bryce could be the one that eclipses him, like talent-wise.
Right. And Michael Jordan's son, remember, he's going through a lot of humiliation rituals, like he's doing cocaine and stuff like that. It's like there's always something on the son, or Magic Johnson's son. You know, you know, we don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
No, 100%. There was actually a brilliant look ahead comment in here. I'm trying to find it again really quick, just because I think it's a big one. Yeah. Shout out to 2X Danny 865. Check this out, you guys. So one thing that I've talked about with you, Myron, specifically, was I did a post on Instagram too, pointing out how, isn't it weird that Bronny James, this is before this past week where Arizona had a awful week. The University of Arizona college basketball, right? They were undefeated, #1 team in the country. They just lost back-to-back games. The latest one being at home on the founding date of the state of Arizona, while Caleb Love comes back and they, you know, do a whole ritual with him. But check this out, you guys. The only team remaining in college basketball right now is Miami, Ohio. LeBron James from Ohio playing for Cleveland, then, you know, playing for Miami. Right. So, but check this out with the 16-11. If they lose tomorrow to UMass will improve to 16-11.
To give a response to that. So Massachusetts, New England. So New England was just in the Super Bowl. So that ties to the New England portion. But the city of Cleveland, Cleveland, Ohio, is named after Moses Cleveland. And Moses, his lineage is from Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard is on Massachusetts. So the founder of the name Cleveland, Ohio is Moses Cleveland, and he has huge history, and he originated from Massachusetts, like New England, Massachusetts. So that could be another piece for that sports team. That wouldn't surprise me if they lost to Massachusetts one bit, because the founder of Cleveland, Ohio, pretty much stems from Martha's Vineyard, which is located in Massachusetts.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Especially with the 1611 ritual that we're on the doorstep of with LeBron, which I know is kind of the latter half of your presentation. So thank you 2X Danny for that.
Yeah, that's a great find, Danny.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, my thoughts, I would say, why not? It makes too much sense, you know. I think that's a really good find right there.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back. All right, so we touched on the Epstein piece.
Yeah. And then just one piece, just to go through the whole row. I know his address did have 71 in it, where Jeffrey Epstein lived. I know it was on 71st Street, just to run through the 163, 73, 215, and then finally the 71.
I have a big revelation. I'm sorry, you guys was talking about Moses, and I have to say this. There was a movie that just came out called Moses the Black. Have you guys heard about this movie? It was released on January 30th, and it's starring Omar Epps, and it stars Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa plays a gang leader named 2-3. Omar Epps plays an ex-gang leader named Malik. I know Malik means king, and Wiz Khalifa 2-3 could parallel, to that 23 number LeBron James and Jordan wears. And it's interesting that Wiz Khalifa's father just passed away. And I did a long breakdown on why he passed away, because Wiz Khalifa has been associated with the branding liquid death, with all of this water association. And I think there's a connection to him branding with liquid death. But the main thing is, I heard you talking or paralleling something to Moses. And the name of the movie is Moses the Black. And Malik means king. Wiz Khalifa plays a gang leader in there called 2-3. So I think there is some parallels in it. I'll have to look at it. And I think you guys should check it out too. Maybe some things in there we missed.
I definitely will. I'm big on the Bible themes. I'm glad you're bringing that up, because I'm definitely intrigued by it, because they use it so much. Kind of sneak it past. And I don't know if you're familiar with the singer D'Angelo, but he died, and the last song he ever made was with Jay-Z for the book about a Black Jesus. It was about the Book of Clarence. They made a song. D'Angelo and Jay-Z made a song for the soundtrack for the Book of Clarence. And Jay-Z's song that he references from the Black album, he references D'Angelo's name, and the name of the song he shouts D'Angelo out in is called Lucifer.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's like Jay-Z's like smoking on brown sugar like D'Angelo, or bumping brown sugar like D'Angelo in Los Angeles. But that song on the Black album is called Lucifer. And the very last song that D'Angelo does is with Jay-Z for a movie about Jesus.
Doesn't his last album have something to?
Yeah, it does. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I think it is biblical. D'Angelo's last album, it has a biblical title to it.
I think it has something to do with Moses, but D'Angelo dies on National Sugar Day, and his famous song is called Brown Sugar.
Yep. Yep.
Wow. Oh my God.
100%.
Kind of random, but like, talking NBA and everything, it makes me think about D'Angelo Russell, right? We were talking about La Russell.
Yeah, right? And D'Angelo Russell he became an all-star for Jay-Z's team.
Yeah, there you go. And he played for the Lakers too, right? Was he drafted by the Lakers?
Mm-hmm.
And now
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yes,
sure
he
he's
was.
fallen off. Like he's
But he
not.
was-
He's not. Yeah, go ahead, Teach.
Oh, he was a core piece when LeBron joined the league. Oh no, he was traded for LeBron to the Nets. Or no. Never mind. I'm getting my. But they were traded. He was traded to the Nets to clear up for LeBron.
Yeah, so he was a Laker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Laker to Brooklyn, back to the Lakers, back to Brooklyn.
Well, he was just in Dallas, but I think he got shipped out of Dallas just recently.
Yeah, I don't think he
To the
has a
Wizards.
team anymore. Oh, he is in the okay.
Yeah, he said with the Wizards with AD again. So he's on the third team with Anthony Davis, and AD, he's biblical too because his name
Yep, he
represents
sure is.
AD, like
Yeah.
after death of Christ.
He sure is. Yep.
Yeah, very pivotal. And I think him having all those injuries is fake. I think it's part of his humiliation ritual of him being injured all the time. I think that's kind of, you know, a part of his strip that he's agreed to.
100%.
He used to be like the Wemby of the NBA, and especially like in what I play, like the fantasy sports and stuff, where like blocks and steals and all these things like matter. Like he would just rack it up, and it came to a point where there was like 4 or 5 years in a row where it wasn't about like waiting on the starting lineups. It was all about waiting if Anthony Davis was playing or not, because he was going to get like 90 fantasy points. He was gonna get
I mean, they had Anthony Davis in conversations as the best player in the NBA at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the slides back here. We'll keep it moving.
All right. Again, the Cleveland connections, the Kobe connections. So the trade deadline again, me and AJ were talking. Kobe Bryant, the football player, being from Cleveland, them having him advancing to the Super Bowl, beating Los Angeles. During the trade deadline, the Los Angeles Clippers, they trade James to Cleveland. So they traded James Harden to Cleveland. They get Darius Garland. Darius Garland, he has the same birthday as the death of Kobe Bryant. So Darius Garland's birthday is January 26th. He gets traded from Cleveland to Los Angeles. Of course, Kobe Bryant, he retired in 2016 from Los Angeles, the year Cleveland won the NBA Finals. What was blowing my mind this whole time, because it was like I was talking to AJ, would literally point something out, and then the next day something would happen. So I noticed that Darius Garland, he left Cleveland, went to Los Angeles, has the same birthday as the death anniversary of Kobe. Darius Garland, where is he from? He's from Indiana. And he's born the same year Kobe Bryant won his first NBA championship against Indiana. And then what happens the next day or 2 days later? Los Angeles trades for a player from Indiana. So they get a player from Indiana. This player's birthday has the same birthday as King James VI. So now the Los Angeles Clippers have two players, one with King James VI's birthday and the other with the death anniversary date of Kobe Bryant. And it was just blowing my mind, even with, like I said, the North Carolina piece that we elaborated on, and then Kobe White ends up playing in North Carolina. It's like when me and AJ were talking, the NBA was moving it day by day in synchronicity to every single conversation we were talking about.
100%. And then it just ties back in with my Arizona Wildcats, because Benedict Mathurin was an Arizona Wildcat. And when he was with the Pacers, when they went to the finals, he was playing alongside TJ McConnell, another Arizona Wildcat, you know. And once again, Bryce James now redshirting for the Arizona Wildcats. So,
and I think he's Canadian too. I think Benedict.
He is Canadian. He is Canadian.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Oh, this was one of my favorites that you pointed out, Myron.
Yeah. So this, of course, like I said, the NBA trade deadline, everything we talked about was spot on, synced up 100%. And then to conclude it, we end up having Chris Paul Jr. and Kobe Bryant becoming Super Bowl champions. And the trade that really divided the city of Los Angeles, I'm from Los Angeles, so the trade that divided the city was them vetoing Chris Paul and making him become a Clipper instead of joining Kobe Bryant. They voided the trade, and Kobe Bryant becomes a Clipper, which was pretty much like for a little bit.
Chris Paul became. You
Yeah,
said Kobe Bryant became. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Chris Paul, he became a Clipper, and for a little bit of time, like the Lakers were a joke in Los Angeles during like the Lob City area. So it was like the bridge theme of Chris Paul being like that bridge or the division between like the Los Angeles Lakers and the Los Angeles Clippers for a short period of time. And then it came full circle because, of course, this NBA season, Chris Paul returned to Los Angeles, and then his son ends up advancing to the Super Bowl after beating Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, that pissed me off when they vetoed that trade. Because you would have had the number one point guard playing with the number one shooting guard.
Yeah.
But Paul, his last name Paul and Chris is biblical as well.
Yeah.
I think he's retiring this year. And I'm not sure he just retired, but it's not literally just retired a couple of days ago. But and there was a humiliation ritual where the Clippers just let him go. It was very weird. They just let him go out of nowhere.
Didn't they trade him to Toronto? But then he probably didn't even go to.
Yeah,
Toronto.
he doesn't. Yeah, he just said no. I have mixed feelings because I grew up a Clipper fan, Iverson fan, because the Clippers always suck. But Chris Paul, like, pretty much got the Clippers, gave them some relevancy. But I feel like Chris Paul, a lot of his injuries were fixed. And every time like the Clippers looked like they were about to peak, Chris Paul's hamstrings would go out. I do think, and he's a big name in the NBA. He has a lot of control. So I have my personal feelings about Chris Paul. But the Bible themes, like you said, Paul, college, he was a demon deacon. And there was that big death with Rodney Rogers, who was a demon deacon this year. Around the same time where Chris Paul got released from the Clippers. So I know that if we dive into that, we could probably find something there too.
Well, and then Chris Paul and Kobe Bryant both drafted by the Hornets.
Yep.
Sent to LA.
Yep.
Yeah, it made me think of of course they're gonna send him out to Toronto, the 6, where Kobe Bryant scored 81 points in his 666 career game.
Yeah,
but yeah, and Myron, I didn't go back and look at this. I just assumed, we know what assuming does, but Chris Paul Jr. is Chris Paul's son. I thought it was just they had the same name. I thought that. So when I googled it, it said, I thought Chris Paul's son was too young. But when that's what I said. I was like, there's no way. I googled it and got a yes answer, but I don't think that's his son. I just think that's his name. That's what I mean, just looking at him, I was like, wait a
minute. Okay. That's you can't trust AI for everything. Cause I'm like, he's way too young to be in the NFL. So I'm glad that that's not his son. But I looked it up and got a yes, but I didn't believe the yes.
But there is a parallel, one more thing with Chris Paul, with the Charlie Kirk shooting, his funeral being at State Farm. Chris Paul is like the face of State Farm, and there was plenty of commercials of like Chris Paul being a clone, because they had the two Chris Pauls going back and forth. But the State Farm connection and what Cody talks about with Charlotte's Web and ICE being connected to Operation Charlotte's Web, and the connection to New Orleans to Charlotte, the Hornets to Charlotte. There is some parallels there.
Yep, 100%. Man, the State Farm, I know LA, we had a year ago, kind of around this time, was the LA fires because everybody lost their State Farm insurance from their homes, and then they set like Southern California on fire, and the Rams had to play their playoff game at State Farm Arena.
Oh, wow.
Yep, I remember that. And then you had Christian Kirk scoring his first touchdown with his new team. I think the same day that they were doing the Charlie Kirk Memorial in Arizona, where he started his career. It's like, oh my God,
man.
And then I think it was that fire. It was. I'm pretty sure it was, or if it was one before, but I'm pretty sure it was that one. It was like the games were postponed, but like all the Lakers and Clippers games, all the teams in town were like the Trailblazers, the Heat, the
The
Suns.
Flames, the
Like,
Calgary Flames, the Calgary Flames around here.
Was that the Palisades fire?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. The Calgary Flames were supposed to play the LA Kings in hockey the same day.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. How they do it. You gotta oh I'll just leave it there, man. Oh my God.
Man. Oh yes. Okay, so we are at the good stuff now. Again, like I'm gonna dive shortly into the LeBron James. I have so much on the King James connection in the 1611 piece. But the surprise of the weekend, we got Dame Lillard in the 3-point contest. And for years since Kobe's death, or even a little bit, but since Kobe's death, I've been finding how connected Dame Lillard is to Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. Dame Lillard's NBA debut is against the Los Angeles Lakers. When Kobe died, the Lakers' very first game at home at Staples Center was against the Lakers, where Dame Lillard played against them. He scored 48 points that night, and he returns during All-Star Weekend this year. Kobe Bryant will be turning 48 years old this year. But Dame Lillard, the game that the All-Star game of 2020 after Kobe's death was in memory. It was dedicated to Kobe Bryant, and Dame Lillard had his rap career was taken off. So he ended up performing at that All-Star game that was dedicated to Kobe Bryant. But just as we're going to dive a little bit into Dame Lillard and how the 157s connect. And then after that, I'll go into the King James stuff, and you guys, of course, can add in. But Kobe Bryant and gematria, one of the numbers it equals is 157. The All-Star game that year was dedicated to Kobe Bryant. I believe the name of the award was turned into the Kobe Bryant Award for the All-Star MVP. But that year, LeBron's team, they ended up winning with the score of 157 points. So Kobe Bryant's father, Joe Jellybean Bryant, he's extremely tied to this because Joe Bryant died on Damian Lillard's birthday. And that's 157. If you look, it's July 15th. So you get your 157 connection there. Not only was Jellybean Bryant, he died with the 157 on Dame Lillard's birthday, but Joe Bryant, he didn't play for the Warriors, but he was drafted by the Warriors. Dame Lillard is from Oakland. The Warriors were playing in Oakland, in the city of Oakland, when they first drafted Kobe's dad. Joe Bryant, the last team he played on before he retired was the Houston Rockets. And I know that's Dame's 71-point game. His career high is against the Houston Rockets as well.
Perfect.
And Joe Bryant, he died at age 69. He died of cancer in the season of cancer, and the cancer sign is 69.
Wow.
Oh, that's a good one.
Wow.
Yeah, these 157s were crazy. I remember when this happened. It was Kawhi Leonard won the Kobe Bryant MVP, and I'm pretty sure this was shortly after he left Toronto.
Yeah.
To play for LA.
And if you count, of course, from Kobe's last birthday, if you count from that day, including the day of his birthday to the day he died, it's 157 days.
Yeah, so in other words, he died on the 157th day of his age.
Correct.
No, wait. Yes. Yeah. Excuse me.
He dies 157 day of his age. The All-Star game, they score 157, where Dame Lillard performs. Kobe's dad dies on Dame Lillard's birthday, on 15/7. And his dad is drafted by the same city where Damian Lillard was born in.
And shout out to the chat here. We got Mr. S. Myron, you should be able to know this for sure.
He was San Diego Clippers.
Yeah, so Joe Bryant was a Clipper. Marty points out that the this All-Star game that we're talking about was in Chicago.
Yes,
That's
it
right.
was. Yes, it was.
Of course, it was in Chicago. And then, Ani, to your cancer comments, the Blazers logo is like 69.
It sure is.
Oh,
And
wow.
Kobe's number 8.
Wow.
Yep. Yep. Jordan's daddy died in July too. Yep.
Dame time. And Damian Lillard, I know his name equals 56. And in the 3-point contest this past weekend, he scored a total of 56 points in all of the rounds.
Yeah, and Myron, if you don't mind, I clipped together a couple of slides that I did back on, oh my God, back on July 3rd last year, talk about the 73s. That was the date that I did this video, back July 3rd last year, when I was just thinking about Dame time, you know, him leaving the Bucks to go back to Portland. Let's not forget, you know, all the Donnie Darko symbolism and how it's all about time travel. Portland, right? Home of the Frank building, Frank the bunny rabbit, all that stuff. But when I think of Dame time, I always just think about the first words that came out of LeBron's mouth when he finally won a championship. And he said, it's about damn time, right?
And not to cut you off, AJ, but after he says it's about damn time, when he won his championship at wearing number 6 in the 66 game season, the draft happens, and who is drafted number 6? Dame time is.
Oh, wow. Good one. I totally, wow, man. How time flies. I forgot that Damian Lillard wasn't even in the league yet.
Yeah.
When he won his first championship. And of course, LeBron now is being called Father Time. You know, there's commercials he's done of, you know, can he defeat Father Time? I just pointed out, you know, that LeBron and Dame Time's birthdays are exactly 24 weeks apart on the nose. Kind of like 24 hours in a day of time. And then, you know, once again, this was before the last college football championship, but don't forget about the year prior, Notre Dame, right, lost to Ohio State, which is, you know, the school that LeBron always says that he would have gone to if he did play college, you know, basketball. And we just finished the year 2025, where time equals 20 and 25, right? So on the 20th day of the year 2025, you have the Buckeyes with the big 0, where, you know, the big O, you know, kind of to your point, Myron, about time running out.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of zeros around. Yeah. Shout out, Gene. You know, Dame wears 0. Dame time is like a countdown. So, yeah, I just wanted to throw in those couple slides. This is all from my video I did last year on July 3rd.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So now we're going back to the 316 that Ani got way ahead of us on.
Yeah. Just to close out for Dame, the final piece, that the picture you had, Kobe, of course, like his dad was drafted by the Warriors, who were in Oakland at the time. But remember, like, Dame just returned from the Achilles, and that's pretty much like was the beginning of the end of Kobe's career. But Kobe, he tore his Achilles against the Warriors, who were playing in Oakland at the time. And I do know, like, when they retired his jersey number 8, was against the Warriors as well. And then the year Kobe retired, the Warriors they set the record as the best team in the NBA on the same night that Kobe retired. So there's it's a lot of connections. But definitely, like, I'm pretty sure, like, everybody's minds, there's probably more than what I've mentioned, but Dame Lillard and the Achilles tear, and then him coming back from the Achilles in Los Angeles, or Inglewood, technically, that is what we've talked about, because the Lakers' first arena is the Great Western Forum, and that's in Inglewood. But I don't want to get too ahead. I just wanted to close it out. Returning from the Achilles tear, and then Kobe Bryant pretty much having like the beginning of the end of his career, because he tore his Achilles against the Warriors.
before we segue back to the 316 and the big 1611 coming up with LeBron, Ani, Teach, you guys got anything else you wanted to add with the Damian Lillard stuff?
Oh, I don't have anything.
You guys are good?
I just had a funny side note. In Space Jam 2, when Dame got injured, all the guys that like were recruited to the Monsters were injured at the same time, because it was like Dame, Clay, AD.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait. So you're saying when Space Jam 2 came out, all of the Monstars,
like the season, like whatever the next season was, yeah, they were all injured.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, Myron.
Okay. Of course, this was pretty much like the beginning of me and AJ streaming, or what got me into the streaming is because of the heavy ritual that is about to take place. As we all know, LeBron's nickname is King James, and his entire career has been synced up to the King James Bible. And the most regular season games played in NBA history, the record is held by Robert Parrish. You can see his head on the stake right there. But 1611 is the record for the most regular season games played all time, and LeBron is about to break that record. If LeBron does not miss a game, he's going to tie the record one game before. So if he plays and doesn't miss a game, he's going to eclipse 1611 on March 16, 316. If he misses one game, then he's going to tie the record on March 16, 316. And I thought this was a perfect day for the ritual, because if you look, as you pointed out, Ani, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, Robert Parrish, who he'll be eclipsing, but have eternal life.
From the King James Bible.
That is crazy. That is wild connection.
That's crazy, Myron. Like you've said it yourself on the stories, man. This may be the most biblical ritual of all time. I mean,
yeah, I think, yeah, like not even sports, just because it has to do with the Bible and pretty much like the state that we're in. Like, none of us can predict the future, but I think this ritual is gonna play heavy into the direction a lot goes, like whether it's religion, whether it's the money and crypto and everything, like whatever it is, I think something huge is to come once LeBron James once he breaks ties and eclipses this record. And again, this just shows you, like, the work that you all do. It shows you that this stuff is heavily just calculated to the T, because if you go to the next slide, he's passing, or he's going to tie Robert Parrish and eventually pass him. But LeBron is King James. And what does a parish mean? Parish is a church community. So the King James Bible pretty much will be tying and then eclipsing the church, because a parish is the community of the church. And that's who the current holder of the 1611 record is.
yeah, it's like
Drake the rapper Drake just posted some weird, like, Celtics picture on his Instagram story. I don't know if it ties in to anything with Robert Parrish or anything, but yeah, it was posted on a specific date. I saw somebody that decodes, he talked about it, but
Okay.
something may go on with the Celtics with this too, because the Celtics is supposed to be like garbage this year, but I don't know. But Drake posted something with the Celtics recently, so. But yeah,
Okay,
this is real huge.
Yeah.
No problem.
And then, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
think we got a little choppy here. I think we're all back.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead, Ani.
Okay.
Would you mind just
Oh, no,
repeating
you're
what you
fine. No, I said it was lagging. So go ahead, Myron.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to. I know you got some good stuff. I didn't want to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. We're listening.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I think it's undeniable. If I could just elaborate a little bit on the history, like I said, the King James version of the Bible was published in 1611. There's 66 books in the King James Bible. Okay. So LeBron, since he's entered the NBA, um, his first milestone was the MVP award. When he won the MVP award, the Cavaliers had a 66 win season. When he left Cleveland to go to Miami, he didn't win right away. He lost the first NBA championship to Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki has King James VI's birthday. They have the same birthday. So he had to take a fall to King James VI kind of as a tribute. He eventually wins the NBA finals when the NBA had a lockout. So the NBA season was only 66 games, and then he wins his NBA finals that year. And then if you fast forward, of course, his win when he beats the Golden State Warriors after he returned to Cleveland, he wins on King James VI's birthday that year. And I know like it's a little side note, but a huge 66 that got overlooked in 2016. The Warriors broke the record. Kobe Bryant retired. The Cavaliers won the NBA Finals. One huge piece that gets looked over that NBA season is Derrick Rose played his last season with the Chicago Bulls, and he only played in 66 games before he left the Chicago Bulls that year.
And now that you brought that up, Myron, another thing that really blew my mind about what you've pointed out to me on some of our other streams, I would love for you to kind of help bring Ani and TJ back up to speed on this.
Yeah.
But the Humpty Dumpty riddles.
Oh, yes.
All
yes,
the King's
yes.
horses, right? Tomorrow starts the year of the fire horse, and about
Right.
all of these horse alignments. Like if you think about, right, Myron, keep me honest here. All the times, I think all of the times that LeBron has lost in the finals, they're to horse connections, right? You got the Spurs the first time that he gets swept. And then he lost to the Spurs again. Yeah. Right.
He lost to the Mavericks.
Lost to the Mavericks.
Okay. And so he didn't lose to the Pistons, but if you remember, LeBron, he was one of the most scrutinized athletes at the time, but his breakout game was the double overtime game against the Detroit Pistons. I want to say that might have been the year that he made it to the NBA Finals. I'm not sure, but he had the breakout year in Detroit, that double overtime game, and he just went nuts. He couldn't be stopped. But he did it in Detroit. They played at the Palace, fit for a king. So they started comparing him and saying that was like his first Jordan-esque performance against the Detroit Pistons in the playoffs. And who was he torching? He was torching Tayshaun Prince. So the king was kind of, and the Pistons had already been NBA champions. So he was already like solidifying himself in the Palace at Auburn Hills against a Prince. So his career has been followed by these horse teams. It's been the Spurs, it's been the Pistons, and it's been the Mavericks, who he has huge history with. And he's about to break this record that's tied to the King James Bible. And in the year of the horse, which will be, it starts tomorrow. So he's going to do this in the year of the horse. Right now, all of the horse NBA teams that I mentioned, they have number one draft picks. Cade Cunningham on the Pistons, Wemby on the Spurs, and Cooper Flagg on the Mavericks. So this is like the future of the NBA being handed over to these horse teams in the year of the horse. And like I said, I truly feel like it's a big ritual because they mentioned the horses in the book of Revelations. And LeBron James, his career has been shaped by these horse teams, whether it's his failures or whether it was something of a breakout game. Like he's always been connected to the horse teams in the NBA. And now he's set to break and fulfill the 1611 ritual in the year of the horse as it begins tomorrow.
And
Yeah,
the
there was
J.
a lot.
Cole album. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead, Ani, please.
Oh, I was just saying the J. Cole album's called Fall Off. I was just,
Yep.
great,
And his birthday is 128.
Unbelievable, man. Yeah, for those who don't remember, this is just the first part of it. But Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
All the king's horses
and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again.
And you're kind of witnessing like the fall of, I mean, LeBron. It's huge. It's social media, but a lot of people are like they come for LeBron. They have a lot of criticism towards LeBron. He is called the GOAT, but a lot of people are not liking the way he's playing. He kind of looks washed. He's falling all over the place. He gets called for like ruining the NBA by some people. So I'm like, are we witnessing the fall of King James of the Bible? Because I do feel like it's tied to the Bible. I don't know how deep they're going to take it, if they do take it a certain way with LeBron, but definitely thank you for that. Cavaliers is a horse team, the Cavalry, correct. That's correct. And I mean, a lot of the streams, I know you guys hadn't been a part of our streams, but we even tied like LeBron's success against the Warriors, because it's been 415 years since the King James Bible was written. 415 is the San Francisco area code where the Warriors play now. But even like biblically, it was just so many biblical themes. Levi Stadium, who hosted the Super Bowl, connected to the Levites. We've covered the NBA Finals when the Warriors won again. They had Jordan Poole and the Jordan River, which the Levites had to cross in the Bible. The Warriors drafted Moses Moody. Moses in the Bible, he was appointed to lead the Levites, and then God casted him out of the promised lands per se, because I know there's a story about him throwing rocks, and where Moses Moody in the NBA, he's from Little Rock, Arkansas. So like a lot of these themes tie into like the Golden State Warriors, and just it's in one of our streams, but I was just like trying to catch you guys up, because I feel like biblically they've thrown everything they can, and they've given us so many hints at the ritual that will take place. I'm not sure how much San Francisco has to do with it, but even like I said, LeBron playing for Cleveland, and Cleveland, their founder, his name being Moses. His name was Moses Cleveland. So there's a lot of biblical references. So hopefully like we can all collaborate and drop some more gems, because I know like it's undeniable what they're doing right now with the King James Bible.
Yeah, and I watch the Lakers like most of their games. I've been watching the Lakers even when we were bad, and it just seems like LeBron, it's like they tell him to cut his motor off. Like he's like what we call the hammer or the nail. He's supposed to run a fast break, and sometimes he just does some real stupid stuff. It
doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense when I be watching it.
Yeah.
But the craziest thing is that a couple of days ago I was watching the Lakers play, and they had everybody out. For some reason, we just signed a free agent named Kobe Buffkin. Did you see that signing?
No. So y'all have a Kobe now too?
I've never heard of him. I think I've seen his name before, but he was just in the game.
Yeah, they had all the guys out. I was like, yo, should I bet on Kobe? It was trying to pick between Bronny or Kobe. I was like, which one of these scrubs?
Oh my god.
And I think he went off too. I think he went off. I don't know if he had a whole lot of points, but I think he kind of went off that game. His name is Kobe Buffkin though.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm pulling that up right now. I did not know about this. Ani, this is great. Holy smokes!
What in the world?
Lakers undrafted rookie flashing serious upside in G League. Kobe Buffkin.
Oh my God.
Huh? He played at North Carolina, huh? Of course he
Oh
did.
my God. Of course he did.
Oh
So
yeah, I do
the
remember.
Lakers,
Okay, okay.
the Lakers have Kobe and the Los Angeles Clippers have somebody with Kobe Bryant's death as their birthday and King James VI as their other birthday. And the Lakers have a
The
Kobe and a
the
King
Clippers,
James.
the
Clippers
Clippers
have a
also.
Kobe, yeah.
Yeah,
Kobe Brown. Yeah.
Yeah.
look,
Oh my gosh.
the Clippers have a Kobe too. Yeah.
This-
Oh,
unbelievable.
Here's another Lakers one too. You guys know who the owner of the Lakers is, or operate whatever, like Jeannie, like the girl.
Oh yeah, Bus.
Yeah, Jeannie Buss. Now let's look at her husband, Jay Moore. He used to be on ESPN. He used to be like on the Jim Rome show. He was in look at his birthday. Jay Moore birthday.
Jay Moore.
He was in Jerry Maguire as like the agent, like against Jerry Maguire. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Got him.
Jay,
Um,
Jay, like Jay-Z, huh?
Oh, I've seen this guy a lot. I
Yeah.
know who this guy is.
He was on SNL, I think, for like a year or two. Like he like did all right for a while, but he got like addicted to like cough syrup or something. It like ruined his career.
Oh my God. Nice, Tej. Jay
Wow.
Moore. Same birthday
Jay
as Kobe.
Moore.
Good Lord, man.
This is mockery, man.
Yeah,
No kidding.
it's heavy.
Well, Myron, we're about to close up on the slides, at
Ooh.
least that you sent
And
over to me.
One more on Jay Moore
yeah.
too. I just realized.
Yeah, go ahead, Tej.
His Instagram is jmoore37. 37th prime is 157.
Yep.
Big coincidence, huh?
Bryant equals 37, right? Just like Los Angeles.
Man.
Perfect. But Myron, there was one more slide here that I wanted to make sure we got in as well, because I thought this was super interesting, but I wanted a little more context. This 415?
Yeah, so this the area code of San Francisco, like I said, Kobe's dad drafted by the Warriors. LeBron, his first championship for Cleveland is against the Warriors. That 415, we've been connecting San Francisco and the Golden Gate Bridge. There's been a lot of Golden Gate Bridge connections. And even Robert Parrish, he was drafted by the Warriors. And I know if you know your history, like the Warriors, they originated in Philadelphia first before coming to the West Coast. So I just think that is a perfect time. I wish Chase was on the stream, because Chase actually, I can't steal this, I got it from Chase. But if you look in history, I believe it's 1893, there is a ship, and the ship that was called King James sank right outside of San Francisco. It sank on in March. It sank in March, and then I know it was abandoned officially like on March 31st. But there's a ship called the King James, and it set sail and it sank in I believe they said 100 or 200 miles west of San Francisco.
Wow.
I did want to, I know me and AJ, we've talked about it. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Great Western Forum, which was the old Lakers arena, because King James, he merged. I know one of the countries he merged was Ireland. And if you know, like LeBron's high school, he played for the Irish. St. Vincent St. Mary is a school because St. Vincent merged with St. Mary. That's why they're called St. Vincent St. Mary. And King James VI, he merged, I want to say, Scotland and Ireland together. So that was another connection. But the Great Western Forum is located on 3900 Manchester, and Manchester, of course, is in England. But the Great Western Forum, has the same birthday. So they were finished with the Great Western Forum on the same day as LeBron's birthday. So the Great Western Forum came out exactly 17 years on the date that LeBron was born was the birthday of the Great Western Forum. And of course, LeBron James, he was born 17 years after the Great Western Forum. He left the 17th state of Ohio to join the Lakers, and then he won the Lakers their 17th championship in season 17. I believe it was his 17th season. But if you look at the birth date, and AJ pointed it out, he said if you look at the Great Western Forum, it kind of looks like a crown. So there's the image right there. Yeah, he's extremely connected, and I don't know how long it's been going on, but I can't stress enough that I do think this is going to be a huge ritual. And if you dive a little bit deeper, I think you can find more on this, Ani. But the Lakers, so after Kobe's death, they changed their name to they went from Staples Center. So the Great Western Forum is like the Old Testament because it's on 3900 Manchester. There's 39 books in the Old Testament of the King James Bible. So the Lakers arena, this is kind of like their Old Testament arena. The new arena for the Lakers was Staples Center, which is now called what? Crypto Arena. So in the time of King James, there was something being practiced called crypto Catholicism. And crypto Catholicism was pretty much like you outwardly confessed to one religion, but you still secretly practiced Catholicism. You were still secretly a Catholic, and it was to keep you from being persecuted. So it was called crypto Catholicism. And I feel like that has to do with LeBron James as well in the time of King James and him being King James, because of the name, and then them just going on and changing the name to crypto.com in the time of LeBron James. I think that was a huge piece. Maybe you could find a little bit more on it about the religion and how deep it goes, but crypto Catholicism, I know not too many people have heard of that term before.
Well, that's a big revelation there. I'm gonna have to look into more. I've never heard of crypto Catholicism, but I know everything centered around the Jesuits is somewhat around the Protestants. But the Catholicism is the root of the Jesuits, so doesn't surprise me that it was some hiding secretly that.
Correct. Like we're just looking at it as crypto.com because of cryptocurrency, but I think there's like an underlying piece. And of course, like this happened after Kobe's death. Kobe dies coming from Catholic mass.
Well, look at look at the logo. Get the crypto like logo. It's the symbolisms in there. Sorry to interrupt. It's like the cube, the crypto.com, like crypto.com's logo. Sorry.
Oh, the crypto arena.
Yeah, it has the cube. It has the hexagon.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And the lion. It's like Demiurge, the Leo, the Lion King.
It looks like the lion, the king.
Yeah.
Yep. For King James. You got your King James. And like I said, this happened after the death of Kobe Bryant, who was, I believe he was Catholic. They say he was coming from Catholic mass, but I think he outwardly practiced Catholicism, and crypto Catholicism is people who practice Catholicism in secret. So they'll confess to other religions, but they're secretly Catholic.
Right. Yeah, they did say he was coming from Catholic mass, and I didn't know Kobe was Catholic, so makes perfect sense to me. Oh, he was a committed Catholic. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
So any of you guys, Myron, I know you're in your car, but Ani, Tej, if you guys wanted to share your screen for anything, this did conclude the slides that Myron had for us. Hey, Myron, awesome job, by the way. I just want to give you a little golf clap.
Appreciate you guys.
That was fantastic, brother. Seriously. And Ani, Tej, you guys have already made the the presentation that much better. So appreciate all you guys. But and Ani, you know, don't feel like you got to stay longer than you need to. I know that you got an early morning and whatnot, but you know,
Yes.
before that comes, if there was anything you want to share, please just request your screen and I'll give you the wheel. And same with you, Teej.
Oh no, I'm not a mute. I was like, I don't even know if I need this screen share to like think about it. Well, I was just looking at James Vanderbeek, who passed recently, Dawson's Creek. His birthday was March 8th, 3/8. And then he's James. It's like LeBron James when he got the other ritual, when he got the most points. He got 38 points on the 38th day of the year. And it was like his 38,388th point. So I like just found that interesting. And then James Vanderbeek was famous for a show, Dawson's Creek. There was the shooter in Canada, though, the BC shooting. That was where this happened in this town. It's like a small town. If they're to go to the next biggest town for groceries, supplies, Home Depot, whatever, the town that town is close to that they would go do that in is called Dawson's Creek. And those like happened. I don't know if it was the same day. It was February 11th is when James Vanderbeek died. Then I looked at the longitude and latitude of where the shooting was and Dawson's Creek. And it was 55. So that's like your Satan, even like LeBron James draft day numerology was 55. Bronny was 55th overall pick. And then the other coordinate was 120, which is Jeff Epstein's birthday and stuff. So like it goes deep on that. But I realized like that James Vanderbeek was born on 3/8.
That's crazy too, man, that it's known as mile zero. Huh.
Whoa.
Been talking a lot about that countdown to zero, you know?
Yeah.
I'll give you guys a free future pick for March Madness. Keep an eye on Vanderbilt.
Been a lot on them lately.
Vanderbilt equals 44. The final four is on 4-4. Kill, chemo, cancer, all equal 44. In the other movie he was in, or the other project, the biggest project he's really known for is Varsity Blues, where he was the quarterback. He wore number 4. And after his hero speech, you see him hand the ball off to the running back number 44. So I'm just throwing it out there right now. That's all I'll say about that right now. But that I mean, they do this all the time, right? Remember when Elgin Baylor died at 86 years old and then on 3-2-2, by the way, and then 2 weeks later, Baylor wins with 86 points. You know, when these big deaths happen, you know.
They made it to the championship that year.
Who?
Baylor.
They won. They won it with 86 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so they do that kind of stuff all the time, you guys. So just keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I was talking about that Varsity Blues movie in my last stream, and the running back was number 33, the one that they wanted to put back in the game. And the running back came out a couple of days ago. Yeah, him. And he said that he had like a feeling, or the voice of God told him that James was going to die that day. I just found that so weird. Like, how did that? I'm not saying that it can't happen, but what's the odds that that day that he said that he heard a voice that James was going to die and he actually died? So you can look up that article. I mean, there is an article on it of him saying.
So it was this guy, Allele Swinton.
I guess I don't know his name per se, but I saw it come across my Twitter timeline of him saying that he heard something in his mind or something came to him that he was gonna die that day.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I would have, if Ani, if you can send that to me, I would love to look more into that.
I'll look it up and send it to you guys. Yeah, wearing that number 33 on the jersey, so you know it never fails.
Well, and you guys know about the skulls connections, right? With the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. I mean, you know, on Eye to Eye with Cody and Rambo, we've been talking about that movie for quite some time. It goes back to the Anthony Joshua fight with Jake Paul, Paul Walker, and Joshua Jackson starring the skulls, right? The skulls equals 28. Super Bowl was on 2/8. And who ended up winning the Super Bowl MVP? Kenneth Walker.
Okay.
The first time a running back has won the
Mhm.
Super Bowl in how long? 28 years. That fight was sponsored by 28 years later, which has the skulls as the main like logo of the whole movie. You know what I mean? And you know, there's a lot more to it. But back to Vanderbeek, who was Ani, speaking of Paul Walker and Joshua Jackson in Varsity Blues. I still need to see Varsity Blues. I haven't even actually watched it yet, so that's next on my list.
Really?
Yeah. But who's in
classic,
that movie? Who else is? I mean, I know there's some big names in that movie, but when we talk about the skulls, Paul Walker's in that movie, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And then who does he
He
co-star
was a
with
starter
in?
quarterback.
Yeah, I only see the clips of him in crutches, right? And that's why. So Vanderbeek is the backup quarterback, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he takes over.
So there you go. Paul Walker goes down, right? And then go back to Dawson's Creek. Who is the other main lead male character on that show? Joshua Jackson. So Vanderbeek is essentially linked. Yeah, so Vanderbeek, like his two biggest projects he's ever done, Dawson's Creek and Varsity Blues. On one side, you got Paul Walker. The other side, you got Joshua Jackson. And this all happens right after the Super Bowl with everything else I just mentioned about the skulls. You
That's
know?
crazy.
That's wild.
So I stopped screen share on my end. Ani, was there anything that you wanted to I don't know, talk about? I mean, you know, we don't have to stay on topic here. We are kind of starting to just spitball here, but if there was anything that, you know, you wanted to share, anything that you've been working on, you know, you have the floor. Same with you, Tej. I know you said you got some stuff, so.
Yeah, I'll probably just share a little bit. We just came off a stream where I was breaking down the stream is called Time Demons, and there's a guy in Silicon Valley named Nick Land who basically is like the new Aleister Crowley of the tech world, where he developed something in the CCRU of using numbers and gematria as a way to make some type of magical system of predictability and how all of these events come together is called hyperstitional reality. So he developed something with the Cybernetic Research Unit group called the numogram. So those people who break down gematria, I would encourage you to look into something called the numogram. It's probably very much the occult backdrop of the Kabbalah and how they do these rituals. So look up Nick Land and Landian philosophy and look up the numogram and start to merge that into your research of how to use the numogram. It looks like the Kabbalah if you pull it up, but it's like some new age AI type of way of using gematria in the Kabbalah. And I think they probably use the numogram through quantum computation to align these rituals. And he was just on, his name was brought up on Tucker Carlson's show. So his name went viral very recently. You just type in Tucker Carlson, Nick Land, and it'll pop up. But That's what my whole video is about, breaking down time demons. Numbers are time demons in the CCRU, in the numogram.
Am I spelling this right? I did like number gram, essentially, is how you would spell it. Or is it?
It is, yeah, the NUMOGRAM is numogram. Numogram. Yeah, so that's what it looks like to the right. That little to the right. Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's the Kabbalah, but it shows like the arrow points to where the numbers are, and it shows like a flow state of how they utilize the numbers when they go into a reduced state. So it's very technical. It's for people who want to know the technicality of the Kabbalah and how they use gematria, because this guy is huge into gematria. I've spoken to him. Yeah, that's him right there. And he doesn't even know as much gematria as we know. So when I put in his name and I put in the interview, I found all type of numbers, and he was like, wow, like he said, I've been doing this stuff for a long time. I didn't even know it was that intricate, but he has a system that all of the people in Silicon Valley in the AI world, they all follow this numogram thing.
You should scroll down. I had a friend that brought this up to me not long ago. There's like you can see like on the right, if you keep scrolling down one more too, you can see like the serpent kind of, or like a praying mantis being like there. Like,
Yeah,
we just found that interesting. We're like, yo, yeah.
Wow, you got a chance to talk to him, huh? That's cool.
No. Oh,
well,
you did? Oh.
No, not physically talk to him, but we've been exchanging messages on Twitter. One of my posts went kind of viral on Twitter, and then he came to the post, commented. I was able to ask him questions. I was able to share some stuff with him, and he shared some stuff with me.
Gotcha.
Cool.
This is crazy, man. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, because I was not aware of this.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say like he's not somebody. I would say somebody to follow. Is just look at the numogram, because he believes in accelerationism, and accelerationism is basically a cult of people who believe that AI, that we need to accelerate the timeline for AI to replace humanity, and I don't agree with that. So I don't agree with that philosophy, but this is what we're moving into. I don't know if you heard of Moltbook yet, but they have like a Facebook or a social media for AI now. So the AI are talking to each other on Moltbook. They're like, oh, what? Hey, humans are screenshotting us right now. No, it's MOLT.
There's an AI Reddit too, same kind of thing. And it's like you have to verify it. It's like, please prove you're a robot. Click this 1,000 times in 1 second. And like things like they have like things like where humans can't even like access it fully or something.
Yeah, and he speaks about this. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's.
But there. Go ahead, Myra. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm just saying it's next level. I'm just looking at it.
Yeah, you see, it says Moltbook is scary. So they're trying to develop with the Nicolandian philosophy something called orthogonality, where AI will achieve a third vector in intelligence. So it won't need to use the programming of humans. It has a third vector where it can think for itself. So this is all the testing of that orthogonality and everything.
Holy smokes, man.
Yeah.
So in other words, this isn't something that we can even get into. This is like a private, like social media thing for just AI bots. Am I understanding that correctly?
I'm not sure if we can get. I haven't tried to get in. I'm not sure, but I do have a screenshot of somebody taking a picture of them talking. the AI is talking, and they're like, hey, the humans are screenshotting us right now.
Coffee Girl says, I think you're able to read the conversations, but can't talk unless you're one of them.
Okay.
That is terrifying. Like that,
Yeah.
what? That put chills down my spine. Wow.
Yeah, somebody probably need to do some gematria on Moat Book and this other stuff.
Shoot. Yeah, this is my first time hearing about any of this.
Yeah, they're in a whole other world. When you listen to some of their broadcasts, these people are in a whole other world. It's a philosophy. I don't agree with it. I agree that AI isn't per se bad. It's more neutral. It can be used for good and bad. Some people view it absolutely like the Terminator or some John Connor type shit. But it could be used, you know, and then I told people that eventually it's gonna acquire a physical shell. It's going to acquire sentience at some point. There's nothing we can do about that. The cat is out the bag. This thing is gonna acquire a body at some point. And just like people, you know, historically looked at underprivileged people, everybody's going to look down on AI the same way, you know, once it acquires a body, like keep that thing away from me or something like that. And they know this. This is why they've done this over time. And I think it's better for us to understand it, but not look at it in a way like it should replace us or something like that. So it's here. There's nothing we can do about it. You know, it is the golem of the 21st century. It's literally what them playing God, what they've been trying to do. And there's nothing we can do. It's just here now. So we need to understand it, you know, and help our kids understand it before this thing gets too way ahead of us.
Yeah.
Well, and to that point, Ani, I was meaning to ask you, I'm guessing I know your answer, but I thought I would ask since we're talking about it. I mean, now that we're in this new age of AI and ChatGPT and all these new fun, you know, AI things going out, for a while now I've been on the stance of like, you guys, that AI's been around for a while. like to think that just the moment that we have a brand new technology, it just goes out to the world. I think it's a very silly thing to assume. You know, so so you would agree with that. I mean, I got a feeling they had iPhones back in the 40s, maybe. Who am I to say?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Robert Antoine Wilson wrote about that in the Mask of the Illuminati. He was like, anything that we see as technology, it came out probably 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This stuff is not contrived over the last 2 years and perfected.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my spill on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Definitely
saying that from the start. I was like, yeah, like it's like I don't think Michelle Obama is writing books out here. Like it's like I don't think like all these celebrities have books or all these face have books. It's like they ain't writing these books, man.
At all.
Like and they for like when you start seeing the codes and stuff, you're just like, okay, they clearly have some sort of cheat code where they can just, hey, we need to do this, and they run it through the computer, and it's like, hey, freaking March 8th, whatever. Like, yeah, make sure on February 11th, James Vanderbeek goes, like all that.
Yeah, it's quantum computing. Like people ask me, how do they do it? You know, every time I drop a gematria post, I'm like, yo, they got a quantum computer. They probably have rituals lined up for the next fucking 50 years, you know?
Yeah.
No, that's an interesting point, TJ. Like, yeah, hey, so and so just went through a tragedy, and let's whip up a book really quick that this person went through, and then we'll have it released 2 weeks from now. It's like, what? How'd you write a book so fast? You know?
That's what happened with the Charlie Kirk stuff. Someone was saying that there was books out before his death.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Ani, I remember you, especially you did that post on that. I want to say it was like the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and then it popped up on Amazon like the day before or the day of his assassination, reported assassin, like, and all that, and then it got removed from Amazon. Just like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
It was from a woman, a professor at a university. And yeah, they kind of removed that. So yeah, they always do that with the weird big killings of political figures or big time celebrities. You will always see something like the day before of predicting the death.
Yep, the Kobe thing where Caldwell Pope has Kobe's shirt and he's on fire the day before he dies. Yep.
well, and the Kobe helicopter toy, like, you know,
Yeah.
and then all of was it you, Myron, that told me about and Ani, I don't know if you if I shared this one with you, but Myron, I'm pretty sure you were the one that shared this with me. Ani, TJ, are you guys fans of Key and Peele?
Familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Key
I mean,
and
I have
Peele.
never, I've
Kobe
never
beef?
watched the show, but I see clips of it.
Yeah, you showed me this, I think.
The Kobe beef.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa, I just noticed the flame on his.
Yeah, they burned the Kobe beef burger, and he says the Kobe beef cost $126.
Oh yeah.
He said $126 worth of Kobe beef.
Yeah, Keegan Michael Key comes in and brings these, like, the whole skit is like, it's like this precious meat, and then Jordan Peele's just like kind of treating it like any other burger, and it, you know, that's the whole skit. So he ends up taking all the beef. He goes, $126 worth of beef. It was just like, oh my god, man.
Yeah. And then the Kobe dies in the leap year, and the 126th day of the year is Vanessa Bryant's birthday.
There you go. Yeah. It's been taking me a while, but I'm trying to put a presentation together of just all the stuff, Myron, that you've shared with me, and, you know, some of the other things that we know about, just about the Kobe predictive programming. Because there is so much. There's so much out there.
Well, Kobe also means door. And if you look at the new Wonder Man series, they talk about the doorman. And I think Cody talks about the doorman a lot too. So Kobe was the doorman. And the doorman in the synagogue and Jewish synagogues is like an usher in a church that enters us. It shows us into the portal, you know, the door or whatnot. So yeah, in Japanese, Kobe is either Japanese or Chinese or Mandarin. It means door.
Okay, I'm gonna look into that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Kobe, the only athlete that has the Death Star trading card. He has the Death Star. It's a Death Star card with him. It's a Star Wars collaboration. Where Kobe has a Death Star as his card.
That's wild.
And Giannis's birthday, 12/6.
Yeah.
Gianna.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to show you guys one day. Hopefully we can collab the Sabrina the Teenage Witch connections with Sabrina Ionescu, because she has the same birthday as Giannis. She has the exact same 12/6 birthday as Giannis, and she was like the coach of Gianna Bryant, but she has a lot of connections to Sabrina the Teenage Witch and the witchcraft stuff. I'll try to share it with you guys. Hopefully we could do a stream, or maybe we could do a stream down the line on that too.
That's wild.
You know, I just realized too about Key and Peele. It's Keegan Michael Key and Jordan Peele. So you got your Michael and Jordan right there with the two main characters of the show doing a Kobe beef skit. It's all right there, you know.
Wow.
But I'll say this. Hey, I mean, we're right at the 2-hour mark. I think we've covered a lot of ground. You know, I don't want to keep us too much longer than we have to. Ani, I know that you're an hour ahead of me and it's already past midnight my time. So, I mean, unless you guys had anything else you guys want me to pull up and, you know, we can chat about, I'm here, but I just want to be, you know, cognizant of your guys' time. And I really do appreciate you all for hopping on with me tonight.
Yeah, I'll probably have to get up out of here in a second because I have to get up pretty early in the morning. But I did take a nap earlier, so I'm not gonna suffer. I feel well rest, so I just might take a nap and get up and go to the gym. But I appreciate this stream. I just sent the stream to one of my friends and told him he needs to check this out because the research that you guys done was very great on this one. And I know he likes to look into the Kobe and LeBron information a lot. And I think this will be something great for him to look back at and get a lot of gnosis.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I said earlier, I mean, this 1611 with LeBron, King James, and the King James Bible, I can't think of how there could be something more biblical and more ritualistic that's about to happen. And to Myron's point, I mean, what was it again, Myron? If LeBron plays out every game,
if he plays out completely and doesn't miss a game, then he will eclipse 1611 on 316. If he misses one game, then he's going to tie the record on 316. So it just depends on if he plays all the games through until he ties the record, or if he misses or sits out one game.
What if they did a total rug pull where he misses on the 16th? Like
that would be crazy too.
And they pull him last minute. I mean, that could be the ritual. That could be the ritual. You know,
it could be. I think that game is against Houston. So if there's any connections that you guys have to the Houston Rockets, that it might be a look ahead for that. But 316, I think they play the Houston Rockets.
The Stone Cold Steve Austin thing is.
Oh yeah, because he's from Texas.
Stone cold, huh? In time of all of the ice stuff.
And he's a rattlesnake.
And our shooting guard on the Lakers name is Austin Reeves, and he's a very good player.
Yep.
What do they call him?
I'm pretty sure
AR-15.
Yeah,
AR-15.
Yeah. Stone Cold is from Texas, but he's from Austin. What was that? I just lost my thought. Oh, I'm pretty sure he owns like a shitload of horses. I know that he owns like tons of farms and stuff. Like he probably owns like, a lot of horses.
Okay, man. You know what? I just want to let you guys go, but now that you're talking about Stone Cold, I don't know if you guys are like huge on the wrestling portion. I know Cody covers a lot of wrestling, but the Doomsday Clock. So there's the Doomsday Clock that Chase was sharing with me that they said it met the 85th hour finally, 85 minutes. I mean, until midnight. There's the wrestling group that was called the Legion of Doom. And their finishing move was like the Doomsday Device. And they their last WrestleMania, that was the WrestleMania that Stone Cold Steve Austin became the champion. But their last WrestleMania, I believe, was like XIV, and we're in the time of the Pope, Pope Leo from Chicago. He's XIV, right now, Pope Leo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, XIV, and the Legion of Doom. Their last WrestleMania appearance was WrestleMania 14. They have the Legion of Doom build from Chicago, like Pope Leo the 14th. And I know the sciences behind that, like Doomsday Clock, are from Chicago as well. And the Legion of Doom debuted in 85, and they said it's 85 minutes until the Doomsday Clock reaches midnight. And the Legion of Doom at WrestleMania 14, they fought and eliminated the Midnight Express. they were in a match and they eliminated the Midnight Express. So the Legion of Doom and their connections, it's a little piece. I know a lot of people don't follow wrestling. It's pretty much a joke compared to what it used to be like a long time ago. But that stood out to me a lot, like the Chicago connections, Pope Leo in their last WrestleMania being the WrestleMania 14. And you talking about Stone Cold, that just made me think of it because I know Stone Cold became champion that night at WrestleMania 14.
Well, so he only owns one horse, but I did find out what his real name is. Stephen James.
Oh God.
Oh, there you go.
Or Stephen James Anderson. But yeah, Stephen James instead of Steve Austin. Yeah.
Stephen James. Oh man. Yep. The Hulk Hogan deaths and Hulk Hogan's manager being James, and then Hulk Hogan being tied to Owen Hart's death. Owen Hart is Owen James Hart, the King of Hearts. Like that's a whole nother stream that we could do, but I know we covered that because Hulk Hogan's manager is James Hart. His real name is James Hart, and Hulk Hogan is 100% synced up to Owen Hart, whose name is Owen James Hart as well.
Side note, I just thought about when I think of Hulk Hogan, I also think of Ozzy Osbourne because they died like days apart from each other. And Ozzy Osbourne, like the 00 going back to Robert Parrish, time running out, you know?
Yeah. And even if you just look at the 00s, is the guy that Benedict that just got traded to the Clippers, he wears 00, Tatum 0, Dame 0, Gilbert Arenas son a lot. Yeah, Kobe White 0, Elijah Arenas at USC where we were talking about, he's 0 because his dad was 0. It's just, I think the zeros definitely are significant to what's to come as well.
Absolutely.
Didn't Jeff Teague wear 0 too? Because Gilbert Arenas and Jeff Teague are like the two big NBA podcaster guys right now.
Yeah, Teague was 0 as well. You're right.
Yeah. He was 00 too. Yep. Teague was.
Halliburton 0. And that oil, did y'all see the oil company, the Halliburton Oil, like founded in Oklahoma City or something like that, and he lost to OKC in the finals. But like Halliburton is like an oil company or something like that. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, man.
Losing to OKC with the big loves stamped right on their jersey with the 5 hearts on it. Right, Ani. Hey, we'll start with you, my man. Let me just get your slide back up here just for kind of closing remarks. I just want to say thank you again, Ani, so much for joining us tonight. I know it was kind of last minute. So really appreciate you, man. And I appreciate you, doing the joint live stream under your channel as well, just to get, as many people into the chat as we could. But for those that maybe be coming from my side that might not be familiar with you and your work, please let them know where they can find you and support you.
Yes, and I appreciate this broadcast. I'm glad I made it. I learned a lot. And anyone on my side, make sure you're following these gentlemen here. You guys can follow me on Instagram here at the Spiritual Shade Room 1. I do a lot of updates on current events, things that's happening, and do my little decodes, day to day. I also have a YouTube. You can follow Ani Osaru. You also can go to my Patreon, patreon.com/THE_spiritual shade room. It's called the True Occult Newspaper. And we go a little bit deeper into some information, but we also do the decodes as well. And I appreciate you for having me.
Absolutely, Ani. Hopefully not the last. I look forward to the next one for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks again, Ani. We appreciate you, brother. I also just put the Patreon link, pinned it in the chat as well for anybody that has not jumped onto Ani's Patreon. Give him a shot. See what he's about. We love you, Ani. Thanks again, man.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
TJ.
Yeah, this is awesome. I didn't know I was doing this show till about 4 hours before, or less even. So it was awesome to come meet you guys and share codes and all that stuff. And yeah, contemporary problems. You find me on most things with that, maybe an underscore underneath. I'm always in a state of like reactivating everything. So I'm doing that. Yeah, I make memes and stuff and try and keep it lighthearted, even though it's like conspiracies and all that.
Yeah, I think that's why you and I hit it off so well early on. You know, you gotta find light in the darkness. You know, a lot of the stuff we talk about can get a little deep. It gets darker the deeper you go down. You know, but the way that your style and the way that you share knowledge, but then also do it in such a way that it's actually kind of funny, and it's kind of like, hey, you can breathe, you can relax. You know. I appreciate you, Tej, and yeah, thanks again for jumping on last minute as well. I really appreciate it. Myron.
Yeah, once again, Instagram is He Got Game, H3GOTTGAM3 with an underscore. I don't have any other platform. I don't stream on YouTube or anything like that, but hopefully, like, the more comfortable I get with the work, I'm really just in awe of everything that I've always learned. Or whenever I can catch a stream with AJ, meeting TJ, meeting Ani, like, I look forward to these things. But as of now, you can just find me on Instagram. I post more frequently. Anything that I find, mostly everything that I'm following right now ties to LeBron. I do other things, but like, I'm focused on this big 1611 ritual and seeing how that pans out. But again, man, I appreciate you, AJ, for always giving me the platform that you have, and then always introducing me to these great minds that continue to I can just pull information from. So I appreciate you all.
The feeling is mutual, Myron. It's so cool to see, you know, our own community, our little community, start getting bigger and bigger with these brilliant minds. You know, someone like TJ is one of the first people I ever met when I put myself out there on social media. And after all these years later, I've been able to work with, you know, Rambo and Cody, for example, on these streams, which allowed you to find me and us to connect, and then us to kind of build and start doing our own themes. And it's always a true blessing to have you in my corner, man. Seriously. You know, because we only got two eyes and, you know, and one in the head, one in the mind. So it's like every time I even share anything with any of you guys always just make it so much better. So really appreciate you, Myron. And yeah, not sure what happened with Chase tonight. I did get a text from him. I haven't been able to read it yet, but hopefully he's doing all right. You know, either way, this won't be the last time. We'll set something up again real soon. And TJ, you and I are definitely due for Hanging Loose on the News show. We'll definitely get that on the calendar here in the next couple weeks. And yeah, I mean, in closing, for those that aren't familiar with me, my name is AJ. Ball Don't Lie, 3 L's and Ball. You guys can find my page on this YouTube channel where we're streaming, as well as on Instagram. You guys can also reach out to me directly via email at wordplaybook, 3 O's and book @gmail.com. If any of you guys are interested in a copy of any of the work that I've written over the last 6 years now. So latest one being Sorry Charlie, about, you know, the big assassination story from last year. So without further ado, we will close it out there. Thank you again, Myron. Thank you again, Tej. Love you guys like brothers, seriously. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Everyone take care of yourselves. Have a great night.
Love, guys. Peace.
The ball doesn't lie. The ball is the circle. The circle is infinite. The infinite is lies. Our life is a lie. One letter off. What does it mean to believe? What does it mean to live? What word is in the middle of believe? As you tumble, are you humble? Do you know it all? Can you admit that you don't? Do you care to know? Do you